Wow, 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 wow. Okay, this was something I really was not expecting to make. I already uploaded earlier today, but I felt this was a pretty big video that we needed to make as soon as possible because I don't think people are truly processing this information and what this could mean towards the future of Nintendo. And that is about the consoles, how many consoles we're getting, all that good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff that we're talking about today. But without further ado, before we get into this, all I'm going to ask you guys to do is to please make sure that you've hit that subscribe button and like the video before we get started into this, as we've been uploading Switch 2 videos every single day. It has been an absolute blast to be doing this. I can't wait to be doing more of this. We're going to the New York launch too, so it's going to be great. Let's get right into this video. Okay, so we reported on Nintendo's tweet a few weeks ago about how he had heard that from his sources that the Switch 2 was going to be very well stocked, but the games and accessories weren't. Now he has made a updated tweet today saying according to a lot of his GameStop sources from other stores, is that the Nintendo Switch 2, when it arrives on June 5th, there will be hundreds in store available for purchase. But he has also continued to say that the accessories and games are going to be extremely limited. Now, I believe I had read, and I could be wrong about this, so please do correct myself in the comments if I'm wrong here. I believe the Switch 2 is actually being built over at Vietnam. The manufacturer, all that is happening over there, and it's being shipped from Vietnam to US, which according to a lot of people, the Switch 2 is already here in America. From my own source that I have, I was told that Nintendo has 80% of what they wanted already here in America, and it sounds like they're going to be able to get that final 20% that they wanted over here. There was a concern that they would not be able to get everything over here due to tariffs, but now that is on a 90-day delay, so we should be good. Nintendo should have everything they want here. Now, the thing that seems to be the case with the accessories and the games, at least the accessories, it looks like it is being produced into China. And that might be why we're going to have a hard time finding these accessories over here due to the tariffs. I don't know that for sure, but I do know accessories, from my understanding, are happening over there, which is going to come over here. So I guess it does make sense that that is going to be hard to find. I'm guessing with the games, it's kind of the same situation, which that is very surprising with the games. But at the same time, I guess it makes sense because that stuff's not going to arrive here probably till like 2 to 3 weeks before June hits, because developers are still working on their game with the whole game key cartridge, all that type of stuff being all on cartridge. They're going to have to wait to finish developing their game to send it out and then to produce cartridges and all that type of stuff. So I guess that does make sense. I'm very surprised to hear this news. I'm a little worried because me, myself, I was planning on not pre-ordering Switch 2 games. I was planning on getting everything over at the Nintendo New York store. But now I'm trying to decide, do I need to pre-order some games here, and then when I come back from New York, I pick them up then? I know Mario Kart is obviously going to be well stocked over there at Nintendo, which reportedly it is being said that the Mario Kart bundle that's coming out is the one that Nintendo has made the most of out of the two Switch models. So I hope I don't have to end up getting that, because my plan is to buy Mario Kart physically still. So I'm going to end up with 2 copies of Mario Kart if I can't find a regular base model Switch, which I guess it does make sense for the Mario Kart bundle to be the most produced one, because that is going to be the most popular bundle out of the two. It's just, I really want to get the physical cartridge. I know it's spending an extra $30 more because the Switch 2 bundle's $500 compared to the $80 game and $450. So I'm spending $30 more, but I want that physical cartridge, bro. With that being said, the fact that GameStop is getting this information, I do believe that pre-order news will probably be dropping within the next few days. Now, I'm still trying to figure out, I feel like these pre-orders, guys, I still think it is going to be a shadow drop. I feel like now with how it was delayed and how we've been given no information other than Nintendo's website to where on their end you can pre-order on May 8th. I feel like these other retailers like GameStop is just going to randomly be like, you can now available the Switch 2, available to pre-order right now. Which, if the system is truly well stocked like it's saying it's going to be, the pre-order should be no issue. 100 Switches into one store, that is a lot. I'm pretty sure that is going to be probably the biggest console launch that there ever has been in a very long time, at least, because that is a lot of numbers to have in just one individual store. That's crazy numbers. Nintendo has extremely high expectations for this system, which is, I guess, kind of a good or bad thing, because obviously there's a lot of controversy with the Switch 2 right now with the pricing. I don't know if it's going to sell like Nintendo is expecting just with how everything is right now. And if it doesn't sell well, and there truly is hundreds of Switches in each GameStop, which I expect if GameStop's getting these type of numbers, you'll probably see things like Target, Best Buy, and Walmart have similar numbers available at their store. If this doesn't do well for Nintendo, that's going to be a big loss for them. That is very scary. I don't know if I like that Nintendo is producing that many. But at the same time, if this system is going to sell well, I want everyone to be able to get this system. I'm afraid that if the system doesn't do well, they just have all these systems just sitting there. Oh man, that is going to be scary coming from Nintendo with their history, because a lot of people are already comparing the Switch 2 to the Wii U. Even though those are two different things, people do not realize that the Wii U failed for a totally different reason. But very interesting. It looks like my best recommendation as of right now with the games and accessories is that's going to be the thing that you need to run in pre-order. The Switch 2 itself, it sounds like the pre-orders is not going to be a problem. I'm expecting this just to be randomly shadow dropped at this point. They could announce a date, and it might just be May 8th with Nintendo's website. That kind of would make sense, but that's having a pre-order for a system that's at that point, that'd be less than a month away. That would be interesting. We should be able to pre-order the system soon. I'm not worried about the pre-order of the system. The accessories and games, that seems to be the issue. That's what you need to run and pre-order. All right, this next one, I want to update a previous statement that I have been making the last few videos regarding Cyberpunk 2077. Apparently, that build that CD Projekt Red had said multiple times to other YouTubers and media people out there that it was a 7-week build is actually not a 7-week build. It has been updated in an article. Apparently, the demo that was being played was a build that was worked on 7 weeks ago. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just confused why CD Projekt Red said that to multiple people. They said that multiple times to other people. I wish there could have been better wording here. It sounds like at the end of the day, what ended up happening is they probably did poor wording towards these media people, YouTubers, all that. I'm still curious to see how many weeks or months, however long they spent working on this game, because I know that Witcher 3 for the Switch 1, they spent over a year of development time for that system, for that game to come to the system. So I'm very curious to see how much development time was put into Cyberpunk 2077. I still think it is an incredible port from everything that we're seeing. Granted, now that we know it is not a 7-week build, I guess it's still phenomenal port that we're seeing so far, but it definitely sets more expectations on what we should be expecting from third-party development for the Switch 2, because a lot of us were thinking, whoa, if they pulled this off in 7 weeks, what else can be pulled off in 7 weeks? So I wanted to update that statement, as it's been something I've been pushing heavy in the last few videos. Once again, I'm just surprised that CD Projekt Red, it took them this long to update this statement, and I just don't understand why they worded it the way they did, because yeah. I also noticed that Nintendo made a statement regarding Drag X Drive. This is their big game that they're utilizing the mouse Joy-Con features with. Everyone has been calling it, the wheelchair basketball game. I was calling it that because right after my video, I literally forgot what the title of this game was. But Nintendo is not liking the fact that people are calling them wheelchairs in the game. They want it to be referred as vehicles, which I think, I don't know, I feel like it's very clear to me that it looks like it's a wheelchair, but Nintendo is not liking the fact that people are calling it wheelchairs. It is, in fact, a vehicle. So, yeah, that mechanic where it looks like you're, using a wheelchair with the mouse feature, it's not a wheelchair. Don't think of it as a wheelchair. It is a vehicle. Nintendo wants that very clear with this game. I think this game looks pretty exciting though still. I think the idea of this could be something really great. It gives me the vibes of when Splatoon was revealed back in 2014, where people were like, whoa, this is kind of a very unique idea from Nintendo. I feel like this is something that has that Splatoon vibe, if that makes sense. I think once we see more about this game, because Nintendo says there is so much more to this game than what they've shown off, that it's going to be something really special. I know a few YouTubers that played it said that there's different modes that have not been shown off. It kind of has like a Tony Hawk, the Pro Skater game mode within it, so I think that's kind of interesting. I want to see more of this game. I think this has a big possibility to be something special for the Switch 2 within its online. It's being released, in my opinion, at a perfect time. I remember when Nintendo released their big new IP for Switch 1, which was ARMS. It came out, it was a big success, and then 3 weeks later, Splatoon 2 came out, and it kind of killed ARMS. I don't think we're going to see that happen with Dragon X Drive with the release calendar that we're seeing. It looks like this is going to be, my guess is it's going to be the next big game to come out after Donkey Kong. So I'm thinking towards the end of July, early August is when we're seeing this. So it's coming out at a perfect time where I think everyone's going to play it and play it for more than a few weeks because you don't have another big online experience coming out with it. And this game probably has more than online. Like Nintendo has said, they're saying that there is so much more to this game. So I guess it's something we're going to have to see. I know when Splatoon was revealed, everyone looked at that as like a big online game because that's what it looked like. And then it later got found out that there was a single player mode, story mode. There was so much more than just online to the game. So I'm curious to see more about this. And I'm sure whenever that next Nintendo Direct happens, if there's one at the end of June, which I don't know. I'm so curious if they're going to end up doing a Direct this year, at least in the summer. I'm still thinking they're just going to move straight to September Direct, but they still have so much that we don't know about with these games that they revealed. So I don't know. Either way, I'm still pumped. Guys, that is all that I have for you today. I wanted to quickly get this one out because I thought this was pretty big news. And yeah, so I know it's a shorter news video. Not as many topics, but we had a lot of good topics, a lot of updates to previous statements. I think this is exciting to see what's going to happen. If you guys have any questions, leave your thoughts down below. Let's talk about this. What games are you looking forward to? Are you worried you're going to find these games? Because I know I'm hoping to get Cyberpunk day one. I'm worried I'm not going to be able to find it. I feel like these third-party games are going to be really, really hard to find. Something like Mario Kart, I'm thinking they're going to have produced pretty heavy. But third-party stuff, I feel like from a physical standpoint, those are going to be the most difficult things to find. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, everything in the description below. I will see you guys in the next video.